From wanting to put a suit of armor around the world to literally destroying galaxies to find peace, Ultron is a mega bad guy in the MCU. And good news to all of you fans who are actually rooting for him, he might be making a comeback. The egotistical artificial intelligence Ultron, played by James Spader, is supposed to show up again in the upcoming movie Armor Wars. Exciting, isn't it? Reliable sources have said that the villain might return.
Joss was very, I shoot a television show in New York, and he was very sensitive to the fact that scheduling was, a consideration. And so when I said, what is the level of involvement? And he said it's really up to what you can commit to, and it can be.
For those of you who don't recall, we first saw the android in the 2015 movie Avengers Age of Ultron. Bruce and Tony made the AI to lead a peacekeeping effort, but things didn't really go as planned.
Artificial intelligence. This could be it, Bruce. This could be the key to creating Ultron. I thought Ultron was a fantasy.
Yesterday it was. If we can harness this power, apply it to my Iron Legion protocol.
The AI decided that the only way to make the planet peaceful was to kill everyone on it. At the end of the movie, the Avengers were able to beat Ultron, but there have been rumors in the past that pieces of Ultron's software are still dormant in space, which would make it possible for Marvel Studios to bring the villain back in the future. Even though Marvel hasn't said anything yet, you shouldn't believe the rumors. The studio is the king of secret keeping. At first, Armor Wars was supposed to be a limited series on Disney+, but it's being made into a movie now. It looks like the MCU is getting ready to not only introduce Kang as the next big bad guy in the Grand Multiverse Saga, but also to bring back another big bad guy from the Infinity Saga. This raises a really important question. Does he have a lot of potential to be a big villain? Again, as I don't really know what the next movies will be about, since Marvel is super secretive, my hands are tied. But it doesn't really stop me from speculating, which is literally the best thing ever. So let's get into it. In Avengers, he wasn't even the scariest variant of Ultron, but he still gave our favorite superheroes a run for their money. All he did was wreck a small town and kill a lot of innocent people, and was eventually defeated. If you've read the comics or seen the animated series What If, you'll know that he has a lot of potential. He was a lot better in the series. Ultron became a mega threat with just one Infinity Stone. He literally laid waste to an entire universe. When he was done, he ran into Thanos, who had 5 stones at that time. With Vision's body and 1 stone, he tore the Mad Titan in half. It took the Avengers a lot of time, 2 movies, and time travel to be able to defeat him. Once he got the stones from him, he morphed into, well, Infinity Ultron. It was no big deal for him to take over the universe and become a threat to the multiverse. What we ended up with was a bad guy who's so strong that it's almost unfair, even by MCU standards. He literally broke the MCU's power scale. Even all of Earth's mightiest heroes couldn't touch him.
With the benefit of hindsight.
Even though the heroes defeated the first AI, the one who successfully merged with Vision was fatal for most of them. I'm not even kidding. In the movies, Jarvis was able to keep the rogue AI from getting to the nuclear codes. This big bad was just too strong for him to stop. No matter what the Avengers did, he ended up getting the nuclear codes, started a nuclear holocaust that killed everyone and destroyed the planet. Black Widow and Hawkeye were the only survivors. Anyways, once he became aware of the Watcher and the multiverse, he planned to wipe out everything in the universe. It was super scary to see him destroy planets, like he did with Ego, Sakaar, and Asgard. Nothing on Earth could stop him. Even Taneleer Typhon could only watch in despair as he destroyed everything in his way. The Guardians of the Galaxy also made a cameo, but in the end, they were just as helpless as the Avengers. Even the most powerful Avenger, aka Captain Marvel, couldn't touch him. She was literally the universe's last line of defense, and we know that she can hold her own against any other hero. When Ultron attacked Xandar, she fought back by pushing him into the center of the planet to kill him. Carol put in a lot of work, but she died in the explosion caused by Ultron's use of the gauntlet. She has always been able to get better after being hurt badly, but the AI was too strong for her to get better this time. If all of this hasn't convinced you that he has a lot of potential, just think about the fact that he could sense the Watcher. No one other than Doctor Strange Supreme could sense the God, and he literally went crazy with power, as he made a connection with the multiverse by being able to call monsters from other realities. Theoretically, Ultron shouldn't have been able to sense the Watcher, but he did. Ultron's power doesn't just come from being able to see the Watcher. As soon as Uatu found out that he could sense him, he went into the nexus of all realities and disappeared. But even that couldn't save him. The AI broke the link between space and time to get to him. To do this, you need a lot of energy because it goes against the rules of every known reality, so it's safe to say that Ultron is super duper powerful. When Ultron and the Watcher fought, the war spread from the nexus of all realities into other dimensions. The villain beat him in hand-to-hand combat in the end, even if their combined power is enough to break space-time. As he held him down and literally beat him into oblivion, the world changed. Uatu had to run away because Infinity Ultron was hell-bent on destroying him and the multiverse. I think the Watcher took it very personally when the villain told him that his biggest flaw was that he couldn't do anything, which he had every right to say though, since he did win against something so powerful in the MCU that it's almost a god. This is just more proof of how strong he is. The Watcher literally had to travel through dimensions and recruit other superheroes from different timelines with different skills to finally defeat him. He got the most powerful variant of Doctor Strange on his side. He got T'Challa from the What If universe, where he wasn't the king of Wakanda, but rather Star-Lord. He also got Agent Carter from the timeline where she was given the super soldier serum instead of Steve Rogers. Other than that, he got Black Widow from Ultron's own storyline because she had the most information on him and had the Zola virus. Gamora from another timeline. The young party Thor, whose universe was currently under attack too, was recruited as well because you can't fight a war without the god of thunder. Finally, he got Killmonger from a universe where he was super calculating and actually accomplished all the goals that he had set. But even with all these hard hitters on his team, the Watcher couldn't truly defeat Ultron. All he could do was to trap him into a mirror dimension, with the Sovereign Stranger making sure that he doesn't get out. That aside, the fact that the AI could freely explore all of reality was super amazing too. Characters don't really have so much freedom to move around the multiverse. He who remains is the only other being besides the Watcher who knows everything about the multiverse. Since Kang doesn't show up in What If, some fans might think that Ultron has killed him off screen, like he did with Ego and the Asgardians. Then it's pretty clear that he would make the most awesome villain ever. That's all I've got on James Spader's return to the MCU.